Hey, make una come hear wetin Sani Yerima talk about Boko Haram again o.
My correct pipo, we greet una. Welcome una to dis our channel o. If na the first time wey I dey waka jam dis our channel, make una follow us, make una like our page and make una help us dey share our videos. Una know say na ogbonge updated news, breaking news, correct tori na we dey carry come for una for here o. So if una never subscribe to our YouTube channel, make una rush go subscribe and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime we be like say we drop update, una go dey notified. Anyway, my people, make we enter the update and the tori wey we carry come for una like this. Make una watch.
Sani Yerima, wey be the former governor of Zamfara state, don pay visit and congratulatory visit to presidential villa go see President Tinubu. And na for inside dis visit so e for come talk say make President Tinubu dialogue and negotiate with bandits Boko Haram dem. Say make e no use military fight dem but dialogue and agree with dem for settlement. E say na just the same way wey be say late former president Yar'Adua do with Niger Delta militants. Make e still use that same way take negotiate with all these bandits there. My people, how una see this matter? Wahala. Anyway, make I leave una, make una watch the video, make una hear am for im mouth. Make no be like say I just dey talk. Make una hear am for im mouth. Make una watch the video.
To help this country to come back to achieve development. First, he removed the fuel subsidy, which former leaders could not do. And if you look at the exchange rate disparity the decision has taken to bring it together, it's going to help the import and export system of this country. And finally, he opened the border for goods and services to flow in Nigeria freely. I think these three decisions are taken in the interest of Nigeria, and with patience, Nigerians will see the advantage of taking these decisions. What he needs is prayers from us and the support of Nigerians, and we have to be patient so that the initial discomfort associated with the decision, especially removal of subsidy, I'm sure will go away in due course. The removal of subsidy on the day of inauguration is the best decision. Otherwise, this would not have happened. Mr. President, former President Muhammadu Buhari has planned to do this many times, but in the end, he shifted the takeoff of the removal to June. And Mr. President, as a rugged and very serious person who has ruled Lagos successfully for 8 years, in fact, continuously, he knew that this thing has to go, and he quickly removed it. And in economics, once the forces of demand and supply are in place, we will have equilibrium in the prices. The price of crude oil, petroleum, that went up, in some places, people were buying it at the same price. And I'm sure the palliatives the government is discussing with the Labour Congress and TUC. And in due course, I'm sure things will be put in place to reduce the hardship being experienced by Nigerians. You see, these people are Nigerians. And I believe that Nigerian government has the capacity, the military, the security, have the capacity to deal with them immediately if so directed. If they are given the resources they require, the support and political will. But the collateral damages that will be associated with the actions that will be taken is what I believe should be avoided. If you send an aircraft now to where you identify the bandits, it's not only the bandits that will be affected. And if you recall, Mr. President Umar Musa Yar'Adua had similar interaction with the militants in Niger Delta, and it was successful. So I believe that as Nigerians, if they are called upon by government, the major causes of this problem is poverty and ignorance. You cannot find an educated human being properly educated human being who has something to do to take his arm, a gun, to go and kill an innocent soul just in the name of looking for food. These people are having, very high level of poverty and ignorance. So if the government now comes up with a program of rehabilitation, just like they did in the issue of Boko Haram when the issue, was handled, I'm sure you will have a successful ending of this crisis. The economic policy that the government is planning, if you look at the documents of Renewed Hope, I'm sure by the time the implementation takes off properly, all these issues will be handled. Yeah, you see, the issue of Zamfara, like you rightly said, I'm now a father in Zamfara. And even Mr. President, in my interaction this morning, or this afternoon, has requested me to put my best to ensure that there is stability in the state, and that is what we are doing already. And by the grace of God, we'll come together, and you see that all the crises that are going on will be over. And I keep on saying that the best way to go about these bandits, handling the issue of bandits, should be introduction of dialogue first. But as I said, if that fails, then the government will go all out to eliminate them. Why I say we should start discussing with them is to avoid the collateral damages that may come up if intensive and extensive military operations are directed. But that should be the last option. You look at World War I and World War II. The wars were not ended in the battlefield. They were ended on the table. They had to negotiate. So negotiation is part of governance. Once you negotiate with your enemies, you will end up pleasing them. Some of them, like I said, the reason for doing it are two: ignorance and poverty. So what you need to do is to identify what you can do to salvage these people and make sure that they are reintegrated back into society. The state government has no capacity to do that. You see, you cannot compare state actions with the federal government action. The federal government has enough human and material resources to handle any crisis that may come up in the society. State governments have limited funds and resources. So if they negotiate and they don't have the capacity to reintegrate these people back to the society, you will not have a solution to the problem.
Hey, my people, na hear wetin you talk o. Say na federal government go fit negotiate with them based on say na federal government get the resources to fit take dialogue and settle them. Anyway, my people, and the update wey carry come for na like this be this. So make una drop una comment and una say una reason am, and make una no forget to like and share. Una do well. See you all in our next video.
When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that